You know what I'm saying? It's Halloween time and it's Friday the 13th, so I'm trying to scare the hell out of them.
Hey, facts. Oh yeah, yeah. It, facts. That's it. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Tony the Savant back with another one. I'm here with the big bro Marlo knows basketball and boxing.
Yo, yo.
Jump off camp just for a second. Uh, we here for another one. You know we link up when we can, at least once a week, man. Try to get y'all some updates on what's going on in the basketball and boxing world. How you been, big bro?
Chilling, man. Chilling, man. A lot didn't happen since we last linked up, man. Man, how you
Facts.
feeling? How you feeling about them Bucks, bro? How you feeling about them Bucks, though?
Uh, you know, I like Jalen. I mean, no, excuse me. I'm looking at this football game. I like Dame over there. You know what I'm saying? I like Dame on the. It's gonna be a good offensive addition. I do have defensive concerns, seeing that Dame has not been a defensive player at all in his life. They just got rid of they second best defensive player in Drew, and it's gonna be a tall, you know, what I'm saying tall task to ask Giannis to guard the bigs of the league and the perimeter players. So yeah, we'll see what happens on this defensive end for sure, and then we just have to go from there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, But I don't know. I kind of beg to differ on Drew being the second best defensively. I feel like Brooke Lopez is a little bit better than him. But as far as perimeter defenders, he was their best. But you know what I'm saying, after that debacle last season, how he got used and abused by Jimmy Butler, like you can't even hold the man to 30 points, like just giving
Mm,
them 40 and 50 points, just like it's easy. But
yeah, no, that was crazy. I agree. Last year, but I feel like Jimmy Butler is an anomaly, and that performance he had was an anomaly. You know, that was a 1 for 1. Plus, Giannis got injured, so if Giannis
yeah,
was in,
yeah, definitely. A lot of people don't talk about that. They act like Giannis played every game of that
yeah,
series. He only played 2 games in that series, I think.
yeah, I think he played 2 full games, and then I think 1 game he got
Well,
injured in.
nah, the first game don't count. He got hurt within like the first 4 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I was just,
Yeah, shout out to Kevin Love. Kevin Love won the Heat that series.
yeah. I mean, it was Kevin Love and the others. They pretty much carried him.
It was Kevin Love because he the one that took Giannis out.
Oh, really? I didn't recall the
Yeah,
plays.
yeah, he the one that injured Giannis.
Dirty, learning from LeBron.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get right on into this show, big bro, because I know we on family time tonight.
Definitely, definitely.
I'm also I gotta tune into this prime. You know, the Buffaloes going against Stanford tonight, so I want to tap in for that game. But nonetheless, let's get into the first topic of the night. We talking about the NBA season. I believe is beginning on October 25th this year. Um,
Think 24th, I believe.
it's the 24th.
Yeah, on that Tuesday of the last week of October.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the uh, opening day matchup, so I can get your topics on them. How you feeling about this NBA season though? Who's your favorite to win it all again? Or to win it all?
I got the Bucks, man. I got the Bucks, man. And you know the Bucks have been my team for the last few years, man. When they won that championship, Giannis with the 50 burger in the closeout game, man. He made me a believer. You know what I'm saying? I know his game is limited, but where he comes up short, now he has a reliable person to pick up that slack. You know, Chris Middleton has never been that reliable. You know what I'm saying? He came through in 2021. He comes through in his moments, but the last couple years he's either been hurt and not been there at all. In 2022, when they still took the Celtics to 7 games without him. And then last year he was a shell of himself. So you know now he's got that closer that he needs. You know what I'm saying, to give them buckets in that half court offense when the whole defense is focused on Giannis and they building that wall, They can't put four people in the paint and one on Giannis now and expect everybody to miss shots because you got Dame out there. You gotta
Yeah,
have some. You gotta have two people on Dame. Damian Lillard hit on his own requires two defenders down the stretch. You don't even want him going one on one. Most teams don't have the personnel to guard him one on one. So you're gonna have to pay attention to him, and you're gonna have to pay attention to Giannis at the same time. And you put them two in that pick and roll, pick your poison, man.
yeah, like I agree, and I think Chris Middleton serves better as a third option, second option anyway.
Yes, and then you still got Chris Middleton as a third option, but all of this is based on health. So if they're able to stay healthy, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they're the favorites to take it all. Definitely, definitely. I don't see any team beating them when they're healthy. Although I'm predicting that the Nuggets are going to come out the West, the Bucks come out the East. The Nuggets have a chance. I would call that, like, we do the boxing. Um, I would call that a 55-45 fight. You know what I'm saying? I get a Bucks 55% chance of winning, the Nuggets 45% chance. So it's not a foregone conclusion. The Nuggets and the Bucks meet in the finals. That's a 7-game series, in my estimation.
I agree. Pending health, got the two, well, not the two most recent, but two of the top three players in the league in the mix. So, but let me ask you about this opening night matchups, because we got two Western Conference matchups. A lot of implications. We might as well open it up this segment with the Lakers versus Denver Nuggets. We know there's a lot of back and forth after the Nuggets swept them last season. A lot of smack talk and a lot of subliminals thrown at each other. I know you made a video pertaining this particular subject, but just for those who may have not seen that video just yet, uh, well, how you feeling about this Denver and Los Angeles matchup, and who you got taking the win?
Um, I got the Lakers taking the win, man, just because they should be more motivated. The Lakers should win this game because they should be more motivated. You know what I'm saying? They the ones that got slapped out of the playoffs um by a sweep. By a sweep. You know what I'm saying? And this is kind of turning into a little bit of a rivalry because the Jamal Murray and Jokic led Nuggets lost to the LeBron and AD Lakers in 5 games in 2020. They come back, beat them 2023 in a 4-game sweep. So LeBron ain't taking that lightly, and LeBron's throwing a lot of shots on Twitter. Him and Mike Malone going at it. I don't know what happened behind the scenes in 2010 when LeBron left the Cavs. Mike Malone, of course, was an assistant coach on that team. So I don't know what kind of back and forth they had to lead to all this because Mike Malone is really throwing salt on the wounds. You know what I'm saying? They introducing him as the daddy, and this is one of the first times I've seen a coach be the one that talked the most trash. I don't really hear much from Jokic or Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, KCP, who was playing for the Lakers when they beat the Nuggets that year. So I don't hear anything from the players like that. I'm hearing it mostly from Mike Malone and LeBron going back and forth. Nobody else is really doing any talking. It's just those two. So it seems like there's something personal going on there. There might have been a moment of disrespect, or what I'm saying, a moment where they clashed back in the day that we don't know about that happened behind the scenes. And Mike Malone is really enjoying himself right now. That's what it looked like to me.
Well, it's just an implication of mine, but I think it might be because I'm not sure if you knew this, big bro, but rest in peace to Brendan Malone. That's Mike Malone's dad. Uh,
Hmm.
Brendan Malone was the interim coach for the Cavaliers, I believe. Now, y'all forgive me in the audience if I mix my facts up, but I believe he was the interim coach during the first year that LeBron James got to the playoffs. And you know
Hmm.
how the LeBron apologists always like to throw it out there that LeBron never had a great coach and all that kind of stuff. So I think
Right.
that Mike, just some behind the scenes type stuff like you said. I think Mike Malone probably took that personal, and that might be
Hmm.
the the message behind the message, because Brendan Malone, in his own respects, like I said, rest in peace again to the gentleman. Uh, he was a great coach in other places, and then all of a sudden, when you play with LeBron, he's not a great coach. So
Right, right,
I think that
exactly.
I think Mike Malone is that's part of their beef, but we don't know for sure. It could just be all played up for the media, and they could be cool as
Yeah.
heck. But you know how it go.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. But I mean, it also is going to be motivation for the Lakers to know that they made it to the Western Conference Finals. And shout out to the Lakers, man. As far as like where they started that season, and as a bottom, they were basically a bottom feeder. I thought they were going to finish the season the same way that they finished it the last year, but they shook up the roster. You know what I'm saying? It looked like uh Westbrook was the kink in the thing. Not saying that Westbrook is bad, but he was bad for that team and bad for the system. You know what I'm saying? You got him and LeBron that basically both dominate the ball, so you can't have two guys like that. So once they got rid of him, you know what I'm saying, they seemed like they turned it around. So they were able to get all the way to the final four of the NBA. You know what I'm saying, coming from where they came from. So shout out to them. But they gonna on opening night, they're gonna be watching Denver collect their first rings. You know what I'm saying? And Jokic, Jokic, I know they still having nightmares about Jokic and Jamal Murray, especially. Jamal Murray he's really the one that killed him. But I
Right.
think they're gonna have a lot of motivation. Um, I see they still starting D'Angelo Russell. I would kind of shake that up a little bit, man. I would put Gabe Vincent in there. The way he looked last year in them playoffs, man. I shoot, man. If I'm Darvin Ham, I'd have to start him.
Well, I think that it's more of a probably excuse me, a playbook issue. Gabe Vincent's probably still getting acclimated to the team, and plus, I think they're trying to showcase D'Angelo for trade value. If D'Angelo
Hmm.
does happen to ball out, then that gives them some trade leverage with him. Come down, before February, definitely. But that's a good point. I don't know why the Lakers continue. I think it's a Darvin Ham thing, man. Darvin Ham is one of those coaches. He's just loyal to the guys that he's loyal to, and D'Angelo Russell just seems to be one of his favorites. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
I
very
got
impressed by Gabe Vincent, man. You got to get that guy a shot.
I got to ask you one other question pertaining to this Nuggets and Lakers matchup, because we know that
Hmm.
LeBron is on record as saying and that Anthony Davis is going to be the number one option this season. Uh, and we're hoping that this formula leads to more success as it did during the Warriors and Lakers series. How do you
Hmm.
feel about that, big bro? How you feel about the game plan being uh, surrounded by it's surrounding AD instead of LeBron this season? How do you think that's a formula for success?
I mean, that's what they did in 2020 when they won the championship. I mean, if you look at the stat lines for that, Anthony Davis led during the regular season. Anthony Davis led the Lakers in points, blocks. He led them in rebounds. He was the best player on the team. LeBron led him in assist, and I don't know who led him in steals. I don't think it was either one of them. I think somebody else, probably KCP or somebody crazy like that. But
I think it's
Anthony,
so. I think.
Anthony Davis was the best. He was the Lakers' best player going into the bubble. Anthony Davis was the best player when you looked at the stat line. So they did that in 2020. So I think they're trying to get back to that. But I mean, it's just all dependent on health, man. Anthony Davis, he fall down 10 times a game and grab his knee. It seemed like every little thing, like what I'm saying, the water boy bump into him in a timeout. He trying to hand him a Gatorade and he accidentally bump him with his shoulder. This nigga fall down like he, you know what I'm saying? It's a stiff breeze could blow this man over. So I don't know, man. It just depends on his health. It just depends on his health, man. If that can be done, but it has to be done. LeBron's turning 39 this year. He's in unprecedented territory. If I if he's still jumping and last year he was still dunking and jumping and doing everything like he was when he was 20. Like he still has 20-year-old legs. If this continues, man, I'm gonna have to make a video about Chael Sonnen, man. I don't know if you know who Chael Sonnen is. He was an MMA fighter, fought Anderson Silva and all them, but he has some very interesting things to say about LeBron. But I'm gonna have to dig a little bit deeper into that. Get my journalistic hat on and investigate that. Because how is this possible? Like, how is this guy still doing? Because we've never seen this before. We've never seen somebody maintain their athleticism until they 38 years old. He's gonna be 39. Like, if we don't start to see a decline, then I might have to call foul, man. It might be something going on. It's something going on over there.
Well, the La Media and the La Kingdom, the LeBron, they're gonna do their just do and hushing up the news, because here's the thing. I know exactly who Kale Sonnen is. Everybody know who Kale Sonnen is. If you've been watching,
Chill, Sonny. Chill, Sonny.
excuse me, Chael Sonnen.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody, you've been watching sports for more than 12 months. You know who he is, because it was just recently that he made the headlines for what he made the headlines for. But uh, yeah, man, we all know what's going on. There's something riding in Denmark for sure when it comes to LeBron. But nonetheless, if he's willing to concede um, the number one option responsibilities to Anthony Davis, then I feel like the Lakers will have. I say right now is LeBron is the number one option. They got like a 30% chance to win the championship, but with AD, I give them 45%. I think
45. That's pretty high.
barring health, and also AD got to play. He can't play that whole. Tonight I'm gonna be the MVP, and then tomorrow night I'm gonna just disappear and be the ninth best man on the court. Because some
Yeah.
days he put up 40, 42, 17 rebounds, 4 or 5 blocks, 2 steals. He'll look nice like that. In the very next game, not a week later, y'all, the next game, he'll have
Hmm.
10 points, 8 rebounds, 1 block. It's like, what? What did AD? But let's move on to the next opening night game. Is another Western Conference matchup between the Golden State Warriors and the newly minted Phoenix Suns with their big three over there, KD, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker. The Lakers, I mean not the Lakers, excuse me, the Warriors have a new addition as well, and Chris Paul, and
Hmm.
they seem to be finding some chemistry with that. They had a preseason game; they look pretty good with Chris Paul in the mix. But uh, uh, how you feeling about that matchup, big bro? Warriors, excuse me, I don't know why I got the Nuggets on my head. Warriors and Suns, the
um,
new versions of the team.
I'm gonna have to go with well, as far as who I predict or who I would bet on to win this game. It's just the first of 82, so it really don't matter. But I feel, and that's why I feel like the Suns are gonna win, because it really doesn't matter. But I feel like, what I'm saying, with the way that the Suns turned their back on Chris Paul and just sent him off the pasture like that, I feel like Steve Kerr and the Warriors, Curry and Draymond and Clay and all them, they're gonna want to try to let Chris get his little get back. So I feel like they're gonna defer to Chris Paul and kind of let him try to do his thing a little bit more so, because they are playing Phoenix, the team that just sent him off the pasture and just said they didn't want him. So they kind of disrespected that man a little bit,
A
and
little bit.
a little bit, what I'm saying, considering the fact that before Chris Paul came to the Suns, that they hadn't made the playoffs since Steve Nash. But you know, um, they kind of disrespected him. So I feel like they're gonna feel a little sympathy for Chris Paul, and they're gonna try to get him, what I'm saying, get him off pause. What I'm saying, try to make him look good. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be like a detriment to the game. I feel like the Suns are just going to come in and just try to win. And it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very fun game, what I'm saying, trying to see where Chris Paul fits in. Are they going to start him? Does he come off the bench? How many minutes does he play on the Warriors side? And then also the main thing that I'm looking forward to is looking at the Suns to find out who is going to be the point guard. Like, are they going to have what's my man with the ugly jump shot? What freak, his, his name just went away from my mind. So I got his face right in my head right now.
You talking about for the Warriors?
Campaign. Is campaign gonna start? Like, what's going on? Like, who's gonna be the point guard for the Suns? Like, that's all I want to see. Or are they gonna start? Are they gonna start Bradley Bill? And you know what I'm saying? Are you gonna start Bradley? You obviously gotta start Devin Booker and KD. But if you start Bradley Bill as well, then you're basically just not gonna have a point guard unless you're gonna put KD at the power forward, which ain't gonna make much sense. So I mean, I'm just curious to see what the Suns lineup is gonna look like.
Yep. It's definitely gonna be interesting. Excuse me, considering all of the pieces that they have. This is gonna be their first real game. The Golden State Warriors are a little bit more established, considering that they've been together so long. I gotta ask you though, man, because you don't ever really say my boy's name, man. Steph Curry and KD, they got a little bit of a
Mm.
rivalry.
Oh
Although
yeah. I didn't even think about that. I don't really think that's gonna make a much of a difference. I mean, they've already met in multiple times when KD was in Brooklyn. But I don't think there's even like a. I think the Warriors are just thankful to KD to you know what I'm saying. I don't think there's a rivalry there. I think KD is thankful to the Warriors for helping him get his rings, and I think the Warriors are thankful to KD for helping them get guaranteed rings when you know what I'm saying. If they didn't get KD, I don't see them beating the Cavs. Definitely not as easily as they did, but I don't know if they beat the Cavs at all, really. If with Kyrie, Kevin Love, and LeBron versus Steph, Draymond, and Clay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It would have been interesting to see those battles, but when the Warriors got KD, they made it it was definite. There was no doubt about it. It wasn't even a competition. You know what I'm saying? 2017, of course, the Warriors won in 5 games. 2018 in 4 games. It wouldn't have been just a foregone conclusion like it was. So I think they're grateful to KD for helping them win those rings easily. When they it would have been a struggle for them to win those rings if he wasn't there. So I don't think there's a rivalry there. I think both of them got mutual respect for each other and love for each other for helping each other. So they both helped each other out.
I don't know, man. It's like Steph Curry really gets up for these games. They last few matchups. I'm looking at Stat Muse right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They last 5 matchups. Steph Curry has scored, and this is when KD was in Brooklyn. They haven't faced each other since KD's been in Phoenix yet. Excuse me. But Steph Curry put 37 to KD's 19. Uh, the game before
Mm-hmm.
that, Steph Curry had 27 to to KD's 20.
Mm-hmm.
The game before that, it was a little pedestrian on both of the ends, 20 to 22. The game before that, they went tit for tat. Steph had 33, KD had 32. But then the game before that was I believe I remember this game. It was both going at each other, but 46 for Steph and 37 for KD, which ain't no light work for KD at all. But just
Yeah,
say, at the end of the day, they really get up, man, when they face each other, and I think that's been over their entirety of their careers outside of them
yeah.
being. But I agree with you.
Another one is Clay and Devin Booker. We seen the back and forth
Fact,
that they had the
fact.
last time they played each other. That was I never seen Clay so upset. Like he looked like he was about to punch Book in the face.
You know what I always said? I said if Klay Thompson was the number one option, he would play just like Devin Booker. You know what I mean? That would probably be
Think
the
so? You think you'd be as good as Book?
yeah. Klay, well, so here's the thing about
Oh no, man.
dribbling wise. I think Klay Thompson is a good dribbler and way better than he shows. Let's say it like that. I don't think Klay
Mm,
be the prototype like because Book he in that literally he's a scoring guard. You know what I mean? Like dribbling 1-on-1 ISO. That's his game. Klay
mhm.
Thompson would be more of a small forward KD type. Like you know what I mean? He would minimum dribbles. He would have some moves. He like he does now. He got a few moves. He do this little fade away up from the corner. He got his midi, you know what I mean. But on all three levels, Klay Thompson is proven to be nice. He's just not the number one option, you know what I mean. So I think he,
No, man. I don't know if Klay Thompson has the. I don't think he puts. I don't think he puts the ball on the floor like Devin Booker, and I don't feel like he hasn't seen a defense focused on him. He hasn't seen. Well, he has just sparingly, like every now and then for like if Curry's hurt, but most of the time when Curry's there, he's not the main focus on the defense. Like you got a guy like Stephen Curry running around, that's going to make it a lot easier for you. If you got to be the main guy and the defense is only game planning for you, then I don't know, man. I don't know if he could put up them numbers like Book putting up 25 points a game. I don't think Klay Thompson hasn't put up 25 points a game his whole career. I don't think he's ever scored more than what 22, 21, 22 points a game. Something like that.
that's more schematics, you know. I think that's more scheme. Is the playbook is designed for him to average, 18 to 22 points a game. I believe Steph is the primary
Mm.
27 to 30 point guy. So that's gonna definitely take away from. And Clay can still go get 30 at any given night.
And then I don't think Clay has that mentality either. I don't think he has the mentality of being the guy. I don't think he really wants it. I don't think he wants to be the guy.
I agree.
He's just happy being this. He's just happy being Stephen Curry's sidekick, basically. Like
I
I mean, we seen it multiple times. We seen Kyrie when Kyrie left LeBron, he wasn't happy just what I'm saying, just playing the sidekick role. The biggest example we seen of that was Kobe and Shaq. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Kobe definitely wasn't. He
nah,
wouldn't. Nah, he would. Nah, like I don't want to play with him no more. And it's like after you got your ring, like Clay. Once Clay got like a couple rings, if he was really like had that mentality of the guy, like you got your rings, I would like if I was Clay and I wanted to be like show that if I wanted to enhance my individual career, my individual status, I would have asked to leave, but he never did.
Clay could excuse me. Clay could have left twice already. I mean, twice this kept. He could have left um, the ring. I believe it was the second ring or something. He could have went to the Lakers, or after the third ring, and then
Yeah, and that was before LeBron. So if he would have went to the Lakers then, he would have been the man.
yep. And but he could have went as well. This most recent, I think he signed an extension in 2022. Whenever he signed that extension when he was injured, like when he signed his extension with the Warriors, he could have left then as well, or just practice free agency. But I
Right.
believe I think you hitting the nail on the head as far as Clay got more of that Scottie Pippen mentality.
Yeah, that Scottie Pippen mentality. And then when you watch his game, he don't really have the one-on-one game to like really like get off like that. Like he's more of a spot up shooter. Like you can't really give Clay Thompson the ball in an ISO situation. I've never seen him get the ball in an ISO situation and just say, "Hey, give me a bucket," and see him cross somebody up and step back, or what I'm saying, or I've never seen him in that type of situation. I've seen him in clutch situations where he get the ball from deep and he just pull up, but he's not gonna break down the defender with no array of moves. Like he don't have no moves like that.
Yeah. We got to put this. I think I've seen Clay go 1-on-1. He got an ISO game. His ISO game is just very nonchalant, like KD's. That's why I say if he was the number one option, I think his game would mimic more of a KD than a Devin Booker. You know what I mean? Like you don't
Mhm.
KD can take you ISO, but you don't have many. You don't have a lot of memories of him. Kyrie dribbling around to get his bucket.
Well, no, I mean, well,
KD,
KD is different though because he's 7 feet tall. Like KD, all he could just dribble. He'll take a defender off the dribble, get to a spot that he like, and just pull up because the defender can't bother his shot really because 7 feet tall. I think we seen KD struggle against Jason Tatum because Jason Tatum is long as hell and a good defender as well. And KD was trying that with him. Jason Tatum was up in his grill, and that KD wasn't looking too good.
No, yeah.
But I mean, that's an older KD, so it's not a prime KD.
I think the advantage for Klay Thompson, which wouldn't be his height necessarily, but it would be his release. Klay Thompson got such a
Yeah,
Klay Thompson has the fastest release in NBA history, so it'd be more so about
yeah.
he knows how to get to his spots too. Them corner threes, them little middies he be hitting, they be contested, but he
Uh,
just get it off in time and get to his spot.
if I was to compare Klay Thompson to somebody like I know you mentioned KD I don't know if you meant did you compare him his game to Devin Booker or you would just compare him as just because they play the same position?
No, I was just saying if he was the number one option.
Okay, yeah, because I feel like Devin Booker got more in the bag, but KD is like taller. But if I was compared, the perfect comparison for Klay Thompson to me would be Richard Hamilton, Rip Hamilton. That's who he plays like. He plays a lot like Rip Hamilton,
Yes,
except Klay Thompson has more range. Like Rip Hamilton would run around and try to run behind screens to get open or and catch and shoot on the mid range, but Klay Thompson does it at the three. That's the only difference. Klay Thompson has a deeper range. He's like a deeper range version of Rip Hamilton.
I agree. I agree. Speaking of the Warriors and the Lakers playing right now in preseason ball, that's dope.
They're playing again.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think so. I haven't been. I don't keep up with preseason too much. I just.
I don't watch it at all because it just seems like it's just I'm just watching something. Ain't nothing on the line. They
Yeah,
just out there just open. That's like open gym.
yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You got guys playing that's not even gonna make you got guys that's playing that's just trying to make the team. They not even gonna be there when the season starts.
Well, speaking of, uh, I don't know if you caught the preseason game between Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren, but bro, it was
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
it looked
they took that seriously.
yeah, and it's looking like my hot take with it. I'm gonna make a video about this, but I think they're gonna be the next great rivalry. You know what I mean in the NBA.
Think so?
Yeah, I think they're gonna be on that same wavelength as Carmelo LeBron, early Carmelo LeBron, Kobe
Yeah,
Mac, Larry, and Magic. I think that's gonna be one of the. And if they stay healthy, oh man, we're gonna probably have this for the next 10, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Two giants
yeah.
going at it. But none of
Check got the edge though because he got SGA.
yes, I say that. Yeah, that's a fact. But the Spurs ain't done building like the Spurs. This version of them, and as long as Pop's still around, he gonna get Wemby a team just like he did with Tim Duncan. But right now,
Oh, Tim Duncan came in with a team.
Tony Parker and Manu wasn't there before.
Nah, but when he came, what it was Tim Duncan was drafted in '97, I think, and David Robinson was only 2 years removed from winning the MVP.
Yeah, man. But hold on, bro. We got to be real. Tim Duncan, the Spurs wasn't winning nothing under in the David Robinson era, and also before Tim Duncan showed up. Period. They was barely breaking broke. Now David Robinson was always a good individual talent and all that kind of stuff, but
Hmm.
he was one of them dudes that James Harden type, just putting up all these numbers and not really
Yeah,
having to go for it. But nonetheless,
yeah.
Tim Duncan took that scrap team that what I'm saying that was nothing, and he took that team to a championship. And then they started building around them when they got the Tony Parkers and the Manus and all the guys, Steve Kerr, Steven Jacksons over the years.
I don't know if I would call it because, like I said, he gets drafted in '97. 2 years before that, in '95, not only does Robinson win the MVP, the Spurs had the best record in the league in '95.
But they didn't. This is what I'm
They
saying.
lost. They lost. They lost in the conference finals against the Rockets because Akeem the Dream. He
No,
he made Robinson look dumb. But that's Akeem the Dream though.
The same way Toronto, excuse me. Nobody talk about the DeMarcus, I mean, excuse me, the DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry Raptors. Them mugs was getting 2, 3, 2, and 1 seeds for a couple seasons in a row, and nobody cares because they wasn't winning nothing. They was going deep in the playoffs too. Like that was the same thing that David Robinson was doing until Tim
Mm.
showed up, and then all of a sudden David Robinson is the man. He's in a higher light right now, excuse me, because Tim Duncan got him a ring. You know what I'm saying? If Tim Duncan was with
Yeah.
the, it would have been Patrick Ewing we talking about like this. So
Yeah, he would have been well. He would have still been better than Patrick Ewing though, because Patrick Ewing never won an MVP. Um, Patrick Ewing also never led the league in scoring. Like David Robinson did some things. David Robinson did some things that would have separated. That would have still David Robinson, even without the rings, he still would have been ahead of Patrick Ewing.
yeah, talent, pedigree wise though, I think they're about the same. But I'm saying in the sense of debate, all right, because we talking about these young boys, them old dinosaurs in and out. You don't even rock with the dinosaurs. I don't know why you talking about.
No, I don't rock with the ones before the merger.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Everybody after the merger that played in a full at least 20 to 30 team league. If you played in a 20 to 30 team league, I can rock with
bro, don't rock with the ancestors. I forget.
you. No, I don't rock with the winning the championship when you getting a bye in the first round.
Well, uh, who do you think gonna win a championship first, Victor Wembanyama or Chet Holmgren?
Ooh. I think what it depends. I want to see what the Thunder look like this year. If they make progress, then I would say Chet, just because he might have a chance to stay with SGA. And you know, all these guys are getting older. You got Curry getting older. You got Kevin Durant getting older. You got um, LeBron about to be out the league. You know what I'm saying? You got all these guys getting. These guys are hella young. Like SGA is young. Chet's young. They could be like a Kobe and Shaq type of thing if they get to like if if they could stay together for like 3 or 4 years. A lot of these other guys are going to be out the league and they could be at the top. So I mean, you never know. Wemby, he don't got no. I don't see nobody on the Spurs that can really help him like that. So I mean, I would have to go with Chet.
Okay, I agree. In the deciding factor, it would be SGA, not just Chet's talent.
Yeah, not just Chet's talent. If it was just based on talent, if I was to say who I would pick, like if you asking me who I would pick between the two, I would pick Wemby.
Okay, as far as talent, straight up talent versus straight up talent,
Yeah, just player versus player.
respectfully. Okay, I like that. Uh, who do you think will win an MVP first between the two?
I say Wemby. Wemby.
I'll be on that one too.
Yeah, and this is all relevant. You really look going deep into the deep into the future. Like if you would have asked this question about in 2007 with Greg Oden coming in the league and Kevin Durant, like Greg Oden was barely able to stay in the league. So, you know what I'm saying? You never know what can happen. Like Wemby could tear his knee out or Chet could tear their knee out and then they just don't do nothing for the rest of their whole career. Or
Well,
they only in the league for 3 or 4 years. So I mean
well,
it's very early. These are very early predictions.
that's why. Yeah, that's why I pretensed it with barring health. You know what I mean? Because both these young men, they have that prototypical body type that doesn't stay
To
healthy.
get hurt. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They both got that Sam Bowie body.
But they're both tall, skinny, but to their advantage. When you talk about the Sam Bowies, the Sean Bradleys, the Bobos, all those, the older guys that was of this same archetype. They didn't have the sports science that these young men got because dudes
That's
now
true too. Yeah, that's true
ACL,
too.
ACLs and MCLs used to be career enders, or at a very minimum, take away your athleticism.
Yeah.
We've seen several dudes now, including Adrian Peterson. We talking about dudes in different sports. Kevin Durant, a couple
Hmm.
dudes in the MLB as well, tear the ACL, and then make a recovery. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, but for every guy you can name like that, we can name Alonzo Ball, who's also during this generation. He ain't played in like 2 years.
but Lonzo, well, true, but Lonzo Ball is everybody's not going to be, everybody's not going to, excuse me, everybody's not going to recover from the injury, and everybody's not going to recover the same. And when we say this, we're talking about potentially. We ain't talking about worst case scenario, best case scenario. I'm saying
Yeah,
potentially, these young men got that to their advantage.
they
Um,
do.
over the
Yeah,
next 10 to 15 years, we talking about science could get even better, and Muggs coming back a week later after ACL injury. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, but I was gonna say as well, one more debate between these two gentlemen. um, as far as when it's all said and done, and well, like I say, barring hell's barring, both of them put up some championships. Let's just give them to Kobe and Tim Duncan. 20 years,
Yeah.
hopefully. Uh, who do you see? I mean, we talking about both being Hall of Famers, but who do you see being the better player when it's all said and done?
I mean, I like Wemby's skill set a little bit better. Um, feel like he's gonna be better defensively as well. But I mean, like I said, man, it's too early to play. I mean, too early to play. It's too early to say because I mean we haven't even watched these guys play one real NBA game yet. Like I
Yeah,
gotta see it, man. I gotta see it for me to really give a true assessment. I'm really not gonna be able to give a true like prediction on that, like an honest true prediction on that until like January when I see a handful of games from both these guys.
bro. That's why I say. And I know you rock with the preseason, big bro. Me neither. I'm gonna be the first. But I had some of my I got a little research and development team. They were like, "Yo, bro, you got to check out this game." And so I didn't see the game live, and when I heard about it, I didn't show interest. But I just rewatched it this morning. Uh,
Mhm.
these two dudes, man, they went at each other. It was old school basketball and two new draft picks, the two newest superstars in the NBA. So I'm thinking like you got to
Yeah.
watch, bro, and then we'll probably pick up this conversation later because this is why I'm asking you all these questions too. I'm excited about this matchup in the sense of I've already got a sample size of it. Like they played a real NBA game already. As far as I'm going against you, I'm going against you. You going against me because I know you are
That
hot.
was a summer league game, bro. That was summer league. But
No, it was
I'm gonna give you a more realistic prediction question. Who you got winning rookie of the year?
Chet.
You got Chet winning it. And then all right, this is a follow-up question. Do you feel like it's fair for him to be eligible to win rookie of the year?
I didn't think it was fair when Blake Griffin did that. So
Yeah, I didn't either.
no, I don't believe in red shirt rookies. You know what I mean? But
Ben Simmons did it too.
yeah, that's whack. But at the same time, that's the NBA's criterion. I think they only really do that if there's another fire rookie to come in the next year, and it's like, all right, Fam was injured,
Yeah.
give him a rookie
Yeah,
year.
give him a second chance.
So to be honest, yeah, I don't think. But just to say my take on it, I think Chet Holmgren is the next Larry Bird, bro. Like he really reminds,
Really?
yeah, he really reminds me of Larry Bird. I know everybody like to put that on Luca. Luca reminds me of
Mm.
James with edge. You feel me? Like LeBron James, if he had that F you, I'm finna get this 60 and win the game. Luca got that it factor,
Luka.
Mamba mentality.
Luka Luca's game to me, like if you were like to close your eyes and you look at him, like he plays just like James Harden, really. He
So
played just like James Harden. It's like you ever watch like Mortal Kombat or play Mortal Kombat when you see the way that Scorpion and Sub Zero move? That's Luca and James Harden.
okay, yes,
So one left handed, just like in on Sub Zero and Scorpion, one yellow and one blue. With James Harden, one is left handed and one right handed.
I give you that. Yeah, he does mimic a lot of James Harden because honestly, And then I think if you just match up Luka's age and when he was watching American basketball, James Harden was the man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
James Harden was actually, excuse me, he was taking his teams deep in the playoffs with that formula. He was actually having success
yeah,
with the formula, getting MVPs. So to his credit, as much as I don't like James Harden, and the peak of him in Houston before we knew
he was,
he was a habitual choke artist,
yeah,
I see why some of these kids mimic his style. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
he was right there with Curry as far as influence. Like at the same way we would say
yes,
AI was
yes,
there with like Kobe and influence. You know what I mean?
definitely.
AI didn't win nothing. He was heck of influential on the next generation, and I think
But you had everybody doing his move, like just like the way that everybody was doing that crossover, that shake crossover that Iverson used to do. They
pers-
started doing that pick up the ball and then step back. I used to call it a traveling step back, but everybody started doing it because of James Harden,
yeah, precisely. Curry, Damian Lillard, LeBron did.
LeBron. Everybody started doing it.
Yeah, nah, that's true. But with these two dudes, man, like I said, I think it's gonna be very exciting to see them play and like knock on wood, pray to God, whatever you got to do. Hopefully, both these gentlemen are. Excuse me, I can't. I gotta get some water or something. Hopefully, both of these gentlemen are able to stay healthy and see what they can do. But let's talk about some cats that's a little bit more established, big bro. We talking about actually your finals picks. I don't know if we got it on air, but I know for sure we was talking about it behind the scenes. You got the Nuggets and the Bucks going to the finals. Let me ask you this: who's the better player, Giannis Antetokounmpo or Nikola Jokic?
Nikola Jokic.
And well, man,
Giannis is my favorite player. He's still my favorite player, but I gotta go with the Joker, man. The Joker is the best player in the league, and you can't you. I mean, I don't see how you. It's really not even that close to even make an argument for anybody else at this point.
mhm. Well, let me ask
He's
you.
got always no holes in his game
Let me ask you.
except defense. Well, defensively, he's not that good defensively, but he's so good offensively that you don't even really. And he's not good defensively, but he's not as bad as people say he is. He's not good. He's definitely not good, but he's not like he's not a every people call him a cone. He's not a cone. Like he tries. He tries. So that's all you can ask for. He tries, but he's so good offensively and his game is so next level offensively and he's so smart. Like his basketball intelligence is among the best that I've ever seen as long as I've been watching basketball. He always makes the right play. Um he turns something out of nothing at all time. Like he's got post game, he's got the post game, he's got the mid range game. He can shoot the three. He can pass out of double teams at in any time. Like at whatever scheme you try to throw at him, he always makes the right play and gets the ball to the right man. Like he's next level. Like he's like it's almost like his basketball intelligence is like AI, not Allen Iverson, but artificial intelligence.
Yeah, no, Joker is he is. I agree with you. He is advanced. Uh, for a center to be doing what he's doing, man, he's just combining. I look at Joker like a perfect player as far as he's combining uh what point guards do and his assist ability. He's a great help defender, like what I mean. A much like you say, underrated defender because a lot of people try to make him look like a scrub. But Joker ain't no he holds his own when it comes to what he was doing. And if you need sample size,
Right.
you need an example, go look at his defense on AD. Like he was formidable on AD.
Right. He ain't never gonna make all NBA defense, but he's not just terrible. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He's not Sean Bradley out here.
And if he does lose his matchup, is because his matchup can't guard him neither. Like a lot of people give Embiid so much crazy, I mean, so much like credit and hype. I don't know. I got to see their 1-on-1 matchup record, but it's like Joe could be tearing Embiid up too. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Embiid just don't be getting the best of him, and that's it. But at the end of the day, as far as these two go, Big Bro, for the sake of debate, I guess we got one. I got to go with Giannis, and I think
Going with Giannis. I mean, I want to go with Giannis, but I just can't honestly say that he's better. Like, just not after seeing him miss 14 free throws to lose that game to Miami.
well, here's the thing though. Okay, and that's what happened last season. Well, let's just say we put 2020 Giannis and 2023 Joker in the finals. I'm taking Giannis, bro. We got to take a fully, and I'm talking about fully healthy. Now we got Drew, got Chris, back healthy. Got Lopez locked in. You still got Mr. Portis. So your core is still, for the most part, there. That championship core, but that championship core with Drew Holiday in place of, Dame Lillard now in place of Drew Holiday. Man, I think I got to go with that core. You know what I mean? And just for tit for tat, Jamal Murray ain't no elite defender either. So him and Dame Lillard would have they would be going they would be going back and forth, much like
Yeah,
Spider
pretty
Mitchell.
much.
Jamal Murray had that little back and forth. So
Yeah,
just
they can't guard each other.
or they'll be offsetting each other per se. You know what I mean? You got 27, nigga, I got 28. So
Right, exactly.
but no, respectfully though, I think Giannis was injured last season. And definitely, down the stretch, he coughed up, choked the game up. But now he'll be fully loaded this season, and I think he got something to prove. And I think that Joker got a lot of press and a lot of attention because he had a fully healthy squad, and he played, legendarily. To be honest, but if you match that Joker up, like I say, with 2021 Giannis, ooh wee. And we don't know what
Well,
2024.
you mean 2021 Giannis?
Excuse me. Yeah, I redact that. 2021 Giannis. Because we don't know what 2024 Giannis and what 2024 Joker gonna look like. Both these dudes in the heart of their primes,
Giannis.
and just coming off championship seasons. Giannis,
Giannis is not only the free throws though that it's his inability to create in the half court. It's like if you stop him once he gets that head of steam, if you got somebody or a wall or two, three people that's strong enough to stop him from getting to the cup, and he has to stop, and you stop him, like he's dead in the water. Basically, he's gonna pass it out. You get him back the ball. I mean, he can't. He doesn't really have any move. And then you put him in the post. He doesn't. His jump hook is broke. It's
well,
broke.
well,
Trust me, I watched every single Bucks game. His jump hook is broke. He
well,
can't. He doesn't have a post game, and he should. At his size, he should. But I will commend him because he and I'm gonna come out with a video about this because this nigga Gilbert Arenas is a clown.
fact.
But
You know exactly.
Giannis he went to go work with Akeem, and that's the number one person that he should have been went to go work with Akeem. He should have went to go work with Akeem 5 years ago.
Facts. No, it's a fact. And I got a video on that. We wrote. Drop yours because yes, I got on Gilbert Arenas' head too. Because I'm like, bro, this for a dude that is considered one of the most overrated. No, one of the most overpaid players. Because in my video, man, I said like if he would have took some of that 100 million that he hit the Wizards for, and invested in his game, you went to go give Michael Jordan 50,000. You would have went to go give Hakeem 50,000. Boy, you might have a ring. You ain't in no position to
Right.
be talking down on Giannis, two-time MVP, champion, Finals MVP, defensive player in the year, and then you really can't be talking about Hakeem because now that's what I'm calling cap. And Gilbert Arenas
Yeah.
fool talking about Giannis in that manner. But no, respectfully, bro, to uh, to go, segue from what your point was a minute ago. Now, yeah, Giannis he doesn't have a half game creative game in that manner, but that's why I say hashtag Dame time because yes, if they stop Giannis now, that just means Dame Lillard on the weak side getting 40, 47, 50. You know what I'm saying? So uh, it's going to be interesting to see because I'm still worried about them defensively on the perimeter, especially because Drew ain't there. So,
Yeah,
oh,
but I
that
mean,
gives
Drew was there. Drew was there last year, and it wasn't just Jimmy Butler getting off. Like Gabe Vincent was getting off on Drew. So I mean, I was kind of out on Drew after that. And you know what I'm saying. Even the games where Giannis wasn't playing, like Drew still should have held down that perimeter. You're supposed to be one of the best perimeter defenders in the league.
yeah.
Like you and Marcus Smart. So like you out there and how you letting Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent, dudes that's not supposed to be doing this, and they just getting off on you like this. Like pause. They just you know what I'm saying, doing whatever they want to do. And it's like I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even know who Gabe Vincent was before the playoffs started last year. I learned who Gabe Vincent was with him going head to head with Drew Holiday.
Mm, mm-hmm. Learn, got my boy made a name off you, Drew.
Made a name on Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday not supposed for you supposed to be one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. You're not supposed to let that happen.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact, and that's why they ain't. That's why he ain't in Milwaukee no more. Because I think that's exactly what Giannis was talking about when he was, saying that we need to get a little bit more talented around here, respectfully. But that's all for the NBA takes, man. Let's get into the boxing because they don't call him Marlo Knows Basketball. My brother's name is Marlo Knows Basketball and boxing. And I can't hold you, big bro. I enjoy our basketball banter, but I really pulls up for the boxing, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you dropping your boxing videos. Angry Man, uh, Media, I think they're called, Blue Blood. Uh, what's my other one? Monty Brown. There's a few people I go to. 78 Sports. There's a few people I go to for my boxing, but Big Bro at the top of the list for sure, for sure. Uh,
Thanks, bro.
but I gotta ask you, man. I've been looking and doing my research on this Demetrius Andrade. I think I'm saying his name wrong. Uh,
Andre.
Andre.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of his fights, and also
Mhm.
respectfully watching a lot of David Benavidez fights.
Mexican monster.
As a casual fan, I was on the David Benavidez train, just because I didn't do my research. But after
Mhm.
my research, big bro, I don't think David Benavidez stands a chance. Respectfully,
Oh.
I I think Boo Boo
Uh-huh.
is gonna go in the ring and do to Benavidez what Terrence Crawford did to Errol Spence, bro.
Ooh, that's a
Hey,
bold prediction.
that's a
That's a
YouTube
bold prediction.
the YouTube short.
Um, I don't. A lot of people think that fight's gonna be a wash. I'm with you to the extent that I don't feel like it's gonna be a wash. I'm still picking the Mexican monster David Benavidez to win the fight, but I don't think it's gonna be a wash. I don't think it's gonna be. Um, it's not going to be a one-sided fight. It's going to be a fight that could go either way, to be honest. And what made me think that is David Benavidez's last fight against Caleb Plant, and he did not watch Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant had more than a couple moments in that fight. I had that fight scored 7 rounds to 5 for David Benavidez, basically meaning David Benavidez won that fight by 1 round to me. So
Hmm.
I didn't see this monster that everybody is, talking about, that he's in the monster that he's shown to be in all these other fights. So I mean, I see a lot of people clamoring for Canelo versus David Benavidez, like it's just a foregone conclusion that he's gonna beat Demetrius. But I feel like that fight could go either way. I'm still picking David Benavidez. If I had to bet money on it, I would bet money on David Benavidez. But I wouldn't be surprised if Demetrius Boo Boo Andre won that fight. But I feel like a lot of people seen the Caleb Plant fight, and you seen what Canelo did to Caleb. Caleb Plant got destroyed by Canelo, but he held his own against David Benavidez.
Hmm.
But a lot of these Canelo fans, they putting the David Benavidez fight there. They're putting it there and trying to block that Terrence Crawford fight because they don't want Terrence Crawford and Canelo to fight. It's so funny because they look so scared. They're so scared of Bud. It's so funny. It's so funny.
You think
But
You think Canelo's scared of Bud?
no, I don't think Canelo's scared of him. I think his fans are. I don't think Canelo wants to fight him though. I think Canelo's shying away from it. I think Canelo is afraid of it because he doesn't want the same thing that just happened with Charlo to happen. Like people saying that Charlo was small and I'm not one of those people. I feel like Charlo wasn't small. I
No.
feel like Charlo lost. He just lost the fight because Canelo's a better fighter.
Facts.
And I would say the same thing if he fought Bud. I wouldn't say it's because Bud is small, but I feel like Canelo thinks that people are going to make excuses if he fights Bud and beats him. So he feels like it's a no-win situation, which is wrong because if he beats Bud, that would be by far the best win of his career, and it would elevate him so much if he beat Bud, especially if he dominates him. But with this Demetrius Andrade and David Benavidez fight, if David Benavidez loses to Demetrius Andrade, like you're predicting, that would shake everything up though. Cause then it's like, all right, now you fight Demetrius Andrade or you fight Bud.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Canelo would lean toward fighting Bud because at that point he would make a significantly more money fighting Bud than Demetrius Andrade. Because I mean, Canelo versus David Benavidez is a big fight. I feel like that fight would sell a lot just because of all the Mexican fans. But you take him off the equation and it's Demetrius Andrade instead. At that point, the Bud fight is that's the only fight that really would make sense for Canelo, unless he's gonna rematch Dimitri Bivol,
Yeah.
and I don't think he wants to do that.
No, same. I don't think he ain't got no chance against Dimitri Bivol. I think though,
Yeah.
I think what you're saying though is as far as the shakeup, as far as that's what uh, Dimitri Andre is gonna do. I see that's exactly what Boo gonna do. There's one thing. I think this is the number one thing that he gonna do to Benavidez that I've seen him do to all these opponents, and then I understand 100% why people have been ducking him and don't want to fight him because Boo Boo got that, and it's not exactly this at all, but it's kind of like that drunken master style. You know what I mean? He got
Hmm.
how that totally takes off your timing. Like, how do you prepare for a dude that moves like that and has that level of defense? And oh wait, this man got superior hand speed too because when
Hmm.
he off, I mean, I think he right there with Bud as far as closing the fight. I mean, sometimes he be playing. I think I've seen a few of his fights where he just be playing and don't close out the fight. He just play with you the whole time. Uh,
Hmm.
but in the same breath, I think that's because he bored and he know that none of the names are gonna fight him. David Benavidez is truly the first name that I know of that he's about to fight. Do you know any of the? Does he have any other significant fights that you know of, Big Bro?
No, no, he haven't. He haven't, and that's why when he went in that press conference and he called out Canelo, Canelo said he hasn't fought nobody. He said you ain't fought with nobody. He said
Yeah.
he said you just looking for a payday. You ain't never fought nobody. So that's what Canelo told him. You know what I'm saying? Just basically laughed at him. And
And
but if he beats the Mexican monster David Benavidez, he beats him. It ain't nowhere for Canelo to go. I mean, either Canelo's gonna fight one of three people. I mean, he's got to fight either the winner of Demetrius Andrade, and David Benavidez, or fight Bud. Or go back and rematch Bivol. So I mean, his options are limited. He can't go and fight no. Um, he can't go and fight no bum no more, like because he can't go fight Triple G again, like, and fight a fight that doesn't make sense. Everybody's gonna look at him like he's crazy because all of these fights are laid out. He has to fight one of these guys. So I
mhm.
feel like he's gonna fight. I feel like he's gonna fight the winner of the Andre and Benavidez fight. I feel like the best option for Bud, it um ignore Spence, ignore anything like that. Like, he should still chase Canelo. I feel like he should go up to 168 and do a tune-up fight against maybe like the ninth contender or something like that at 168. Bud dominates him, everybody will shut up and be like, nah, Canelo needs to fight him. Or if Canelo loses to Demetrius Andre or David Benavidez, whoever wins that fight, that's who Bud is gonna fight next. I mean, because his Bud's options are limited as well. Because like, what is he doesn't gain anything from fighting Charlo. He fights Jermell Charlo now. Like after how bad Charlo looked against Canelo, that's not gonna do anything for him. And people aren't gonna ain't gonna be a lot of people trying to pay to see that. And it's not gonna do nothing for his legacy. So it's like
Well,
he got to go to 168.
I was thinking Canelo could dodge all that smoke from them, and just fight Jamal Charlo. Shit.
Oh, then he'll really look like a duck.
I mean, he already did it before. It ain't like this gonna be
Yeah,
his.
yeah, that wouldn't be his first time. It wouldn't be his first time.
And so, I mean, in that manner, and Jamal already talking a lot of, Wolf, and I think Canelo ignoring them on purpose, like that's strategic,
Mm.
and just in case Andre wins and he don't really want to fight. I think Canelo could beat David Benavidez. I don't think Benavidez.
No, I
Benavidez.
don't think I would pick Canelo in both of those fights against both of them. Whoever wins, I feel like Canelo will win. But the only person I would pick against Canelo is Bud. If Bud fights Canelo, I'm picking Bud.
But we just seen when Jamel, and I'm not saying Jamel is on Bud's level at all. Now,
Not even close.
don't. Yeah, this what I'm about to say. Don't parallel. Don't not parallel comparisons at all. I'm saying it as far as just boxing science. But
Mhm.
moving up 2-3 classes is gonna work against him. Not, and when we're talking about 2 or 3 classes at one time, like we
At
talking
one
about,
time, yeah.
it's a lot of people out here. We talking about, some of the boxing gurus of the game that think that 154 Errol Spence can beat Bud.
Ah.
No, 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 no. Hold on. There are people out here that have more meat in the game than me and you. Now, I'm not saying they right. I'm saying that what we just seen with Bud Crawford and Errol Spence,
Mhm.
it fascinates me that I think I don't know if it was Teddy Atlas, but anybody I've heard say that Errol Spence has a chance. It fascinates me that they saying that, but they're only saying that because moving up a class 154 would seem to be more complementary to Errol Spence style. Uh, but Bud Crawford is levels above Terrence, Errol Spence, so it's going to be the same result. It's going to probably look a little. I mean, it's going to probably look a little better. But the
Errol
overall,
Spence gonna have to do some more convincing though. Like I made it like my last video I just made. Errol Spence should be looking at who's gonna win that fight tomorrow between Brian Min against Brian and what do you want? Orange. All right, hold on. But yeah, when Brian and Tim fight tomorrow, Errol Spence should be watching that fight, and if I was him, I'd go to the fight and and jump in the ring and challenge the winner.
Errol Spence don't want nothing but Terrence Crawford, man. He ain't finna do that.
But he needs to do something to make it make sense though. You gotta make it make sense. You can't get beat up like that and say I want to jump right back in the ring with this nigga. Like you have to go and get some type of impress. You have to do something else to make it look like you got better. To make it look like you still, or at least that you still the guy that you were before you got in there with him. Like you got to do something. You can't just get right back in there. You got to go. You got to get an impressive win, at least one impressive win, before you get back in there with them.
I
Just
mean,
go get beat up like that and then jump right back in the ring with 'em.
yeah, but that kind of segues into our next point because I was gonna ask you about. They've already marked down a kind of rough draft date, February. Um, because the Cowboys usually not in the mix. So Arrows is kind. I've heard rumors, not saying this for sure. Another thing,
Mhm.
let me put this in the report as well. That Errol Spence is back with Blu-ray, his strength and conditioning coach that he trained with all the way up until his Ugas fight. Uh,
Mhm.
After the Ugas fight, he stopped working with Blu-ray for whatever reason. But now they back reunited, so I think that everybody's kind of thinking that's gonna help him out as well against Terrence Crawford. But uh, They set the date for February for them to
For
fight
what?
Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford Part 2.
Oh man.
So he ain't gonna he ain't got time for a tune-up fight. Like, you know what I mean? I think
See,
we
this is not. See, the thing is, like, I'm an Aerosmith fan. I'm still an Aerosmith fan. I still mess with my guy. Like, he's still my favorite fighter. He's gonna be my favorite fighter until he retires. You know what I'm saying? I mess with him. Pause. But it's a mistake, man. If he fights Terrence Crawford again right away and he get dead like he did last time or anywhere close, that's it. His career is over. If he goes another route and builds back up to it, I'm not saying forget about the rematch, but get a couple of good wins under your belt. You know what I'm saying? If you fight the winner of Tim Tszyu and Brian Mendoza, you fight the winner of that fight, it'll make more sense. If he beats the winner of that fight, he would have the 154-pound WBO belt. You'll have a belt at 154. You'll have like a leg to stand on. You'll have a good performance under your belt. It'll make more sense. Like you get back there in there and just get destroyed by Terrence Crawford again. That's it. Career over. Ain't nobody gonna want to see you fight again.
well, we he could still make money because not Terrence. Errol Spence has a very loyal following. I mean, even amongst us, you know what I mean. Not many fighters get beat down the way they did, the way he did, and then they he still got people out here saying that he got a chance. He could still go get some no name fights if Terrence Crawford beat him up and prove that he can beat up everyone except Crawford.
He'll look pathetic, man. He'll look crazy. He'll look crazy. And I mean, I don't know, man. And then with Terrence Crawford, I want to see as good as Terrence Crawford is. I don't really want to see him do the same thing over again. Like I don't want to see that same thing again. I want to see him fight you know what I'm saying, fight a bigger challenge. I want to see him go against a bigger challenge. And I feel like Canelo or if Canelo loses somehow to the David Benavidez and Demetrius Andre winner, he loses to one of them. Canelo Bud fights the winner of that. I mean, it's just I don't know. I just want to see greatness, man. I want to see greatness, and it beating up on the same guy that you just beat up. It just does. It doesn't really make sense to me. You already did that.
Well, no, I mean, it doesn't make sense, but it's a contract in place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is, but the contract says it has to be at 147. So if Errol Spence can't make 147, or you know what I'm saying, Terrence Crawford, and that's what Terrence Crawford is doing. He's saying that, all right, if Errol Spence wants to force this rematch, the rematch clause says the fight has to be at 147 pounds. Errol Spence obviously said he can't make 147, not comfortably. So if you want to do this again, then you got to do this uncomfortably again at 147. And that should be a deterrent for Errol Spence. Like, yeah, are you really going to force this rematch clause and have to do it at welterweight when you barely can make welterweight?
Well, that is something that is still in question because although that they did say that it's going to be for the fight will happen in February, or at least that's what they're projecting. The weight has not been agreed to, but also we've also had Terrence Crawford several times on record, like not once, not twice, more than three. I've heard that he said that he would fight as well at 154 because it's difficult for him to be at 147.
He's he
Another thing,
did say that. He did say that. He did say that, but he said
another
that like right after the fight. That was before he entertained the Canelo thing.
no,
So
but what
once he said that he was willing to fight Canelo, I think he forgot. He don't want. I don't think Terrence Crawford wants to fight Spence again.
but the thing about it is, well, I ain't gonna say he ain't got a choice, but he agreed to it. But the thing about it is, okay, if you're not gonna fight Errol Spence at 154, which is 7 pounds heavier, you look super crazy talking about you finna fight Canelo at 168 when that's 21
No,
pounds heavier.
nah, he's
Man,
not because he's not saying that he don't want to fight Spence at 154 because of the weight. He's saying he don't. He wants to make Spence come down to 147 because he don't want to fight Spence again. And I feel him because as a fan, I don't want to see him fight Spence again. I don't want to see that fight again. We are that I learned all I needed to know in the first fight. Like I could see if it was close. if it was closer, Spence, you know what I'm saying, had a moment or two. Like if it looked like he had any success, he had no success at all. There is no point for them to fight again. It's just no point in it. I don't see any reason for it. I don't see any reason for a second fight.
Well, that's the thing, big bro. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's not what's going on right now is a contractual fight. It's not um, an egotistical fight. Is in order for this fight to have happened the first time, Terrence Crawford had to agree to this. And this is the thing, you know what I mean? We got to remember, it would if Spence would have dominated Terrence Crawford and went crazy and all that kind of stuff. Terrence Crawford would have been obligated to a rematch, no matter how crazy the fight would have looked. If he would have lost at all, and lost his Hall of Fame acclaim and all that kind of stuff, Terrence Crawford fans and everybody else would have been yelling, Terrence Crawford deserves his rematch, no matter how bad he would have lost. So it's just like, uh, you know how boxing is, man. It's just a lot of politics. It's a lot of fan bases and all that kind of stuff. Like I say, in order for Errol Spence to had, excuse me, in order for I'm all over the place. Terrence Crawford to had an opportunity to get undisputed against Errol Spence, the rematch had to be in place.
Well,
Benefited both these brothers, not
what
go
what
ahead.
Errol should have did, what Errol should have did, then if that's what it was, he should have made the rematch clause that the rematch had to happen at 154. But instead, he signed off on the rematch clause being that the rematch would have to happen at 147. If you know what I'm saying, unless Terrence Crawford agrees for it to be at another weight. So Terrence Crawford has to agree to it to be at another weight. If Terrence Crawford don't want that fight to happen, then it's not gonna happen unless Errol Spence is gonna just say forget it and just do it at 147 again, which obviously that didn't bode well for him. And I don't think I don't think that if he decides to do it again at 147, then I mean I guess, but I don't see I don't see it going no different.
Yeah, no, that's where, unfortunately, and, it's unfortunate that we even at this point because we should have got a classic between these two dudes, especially with all the great boxing matches that's going down this year. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford probably was the one with the most backstory and had the most potential on paper to be a classic, but it wasn't. And then we all got to kind of suffer through a rematch because as a Errol Spence fan, I would hate to see him get dominated, especially the same way he did um, the last fight. But you know what I mean? That's what them funny contracts is for, man. And it took a long time, very long time, for us to even get the first fight. So that's what this was all part of that long 7-year process. But there was one more fight I want to ask you. Oh yeah, Devin Haney, Regis
Just
Prograis.
progress.
A bit more.
Yeah,
I got to do a little.
yeah. Yeah, that's going down to December, man. That's gonna be a good fight, man. Both guys didn't really look all that great in their last fights. I thought Devin Haney versus Lomachenko was a draw. Um, I felt like I actually thought the guy that Regis Prograis just fought Zorilla. It kind of looked like Zorilla won that fight a little bit, but both guys coming off lackluster performances. You got the boxer against the puncher. Regis Prograis, of course, man, as a knockout artist. Devin Haney is a boxer. Um, it looks like Devin Haney is just like really chasing Tiafimo. You know what I'm saying? Tiafimo was undisputed at 135, went up to 140, just beat Josh Taylor for the WBO belt, and now you got Devin Haney going up to fight Regis Prograis for the. I think he got the WBC belt,
Mm.
or WBC or WBA, one of those. But if Devin Haney were to win this fight, he'd be right on par with Tio once again at having a belt at 140. So I mean, I feel like that's the trajectory he's going on. He's trying to keep up with Tio. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, those two clash for a mega fight. I think that's what it's the direction it's going in. Regis is gonna try to put a monkey wrench in that.
For
But
sure.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna make a prediction on that fight until it gets a little bit closer, man. I gotta, I don't make my predictions until like a week out, so I can't make a prediction on that yet.
Respectfully, yeah, I'm still at that same point too. And I know the Andrade and Benavidez fight is happening November 25th, I believe. So we got just a couple more weeks. We're shade under 8 weeks, about 7 weeks into that fight happens. So that makes uh, the Haney and Progress fight about 10 weeks from now. So it's definitely a lot of time to look into it and speculate. Me personally, just off the little research I've done right now, I think I got to find some more good Regis fights. Um, but I think that Devin Haney has shown the ability to be able to fight inside and be more of a brawler in his past two performances. But I'm wondering if he can get back to doing the outside boxing thing, because I think that being an outside boxer is what's going to serve him best against Regis. Because if he gets caught, whew, I mean, hopefully he don't get caught. But if he get caught,
Yeah.
I mean, I think Regis has the ability to swing the fight in his momentum with one punch.
Yeah, he definitely does. Devin Haney's gonna have to go back to using that jab. The jab, but I expect Regis is gonna look at that Lomachenko fight, man. The Lomachenko was able to nullify Devin Haney's jab, and I was very surprised by that. Devin Haney still was able to be very effective to the body against Lomachenko. Um, what I'm saying, to score the points that he needed to win that fight.
Mm-hmm.
But Regis is not going to be looking to let it go to the distance like Lomachenko was. If Regis, like how Devin Haney was hurt in that fight against Lomachenko in the 11th round, Regis gets you hurt like that, he's gonna try to finish you off. Like he's not gonna let up on the gas like Lomachenko did. So
How how is Regis to you, big bro? How do you grade him on his ability to close a fight?
I think he's very good. I don't think I've ever seen him have an opponent hurt or in trouble and him not close the fight. So
Mm-hmm.
that's if he's able, and we've seen Devin Haney get hurt multiple times before. We've seen him hurt against Lomachenko. We've seen him hurt against Linares. If Regis gets him hurt like that, man, he's gonna go for the kill. He's gonna go all out.
Do Regis got any significant signature wins you can point the audience to?
Um, I wouldn't say any like huge significant wins. Um, I wouldn't say huge significant wins, but he's beat some solid fighters. He's beat some solid fighters. Not anybody like very notable though. Not anybody very notable. His most notable fight that he's had was against Josh Taylor, and he kind of dropped the ball on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But but I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. This is definitely the biggest fight of Regis Prograis' career.
Yeah, big facts. I would agree. Devin Haney too, man. It's a lot on the line for him. He likens himself to Floyd Money Mayweather, so that's the trajectory he sees himself being on.
He don't got and that's the thing that's gonna work in Regis's favor. He don't got the defense of no Floyd Money Mayweather. Devin Haney is there to be hit.
Yeah,
He's there to be hit. He gets hit in almost every fight.
yeah, I've seen him get caught a few times, even with Cambosis. Cambosis was catching him
Yeah, definitely, especially in that second fight.
as dominant as he was. But nah, I agree. Yeah, this is. I still got Devin, just because I feel like Devin, like I said, he's gonna have the ability to, or I'm going to see if he had the ability to go back to boxing on the outside and kind of doing, because Regis is a southpaw, so yeah, he can. And Regis is a southpaw, ain't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be easy to nullify his the jab. You know what I mean with of Devin, but
yeah.
he had to. I've seen Devin Haney switch it up. Do his inside thing. Like I said, be more of a brawler with Loma. And
Hmm.
If he can switch it up, start off with one style and switch it up in the middle of it, since you want to be Floyd so bad, nigga, you gonna have to show.
Yeah, he gonna have to show some better defense though, because he gets hit way too much.
Speaking,
But yeah, it's a lot of great fights coming up though.
oh yeah, facts. Speaking of Floyd, I don't know if you heard it, bro, but this fool trying to schedule an exhibition on December 9th. Have you heard? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, yeah, to try to. I don't understand why he would do that to try to undercut they fight like that. Like that's just weird. Like Floyd needs to just hang it up, man. Like what is he doing with these exhibition fights, man? Like this is getting weird at this point, man. If you want to still fight, man, come back and fight some real opponents.
Facts. You know what it is? I figured out the Floyd formula, big bro, and this is his whole tactic. Okay,
Hmm.
it can't say that he's the quote unquote greatest of boxing right now because he ain't active. You know, that was the thing he hung his hat on before. But as he started getting toward the end, he started running these damn bank heists. He's still doing it now with the exhibition. He started off with the Conor McGregor thing, you know what I mean? But as long as he's getting as long as he's getting a fatter payday than say Canelo or Terrence Crawford or
He
Deion
not.
and all these
He
guys,
not.
as
He
long as
lying.
no
He
look,
lying. He not getting paid like Canelo. Not anymore.
well, this is
Not for no exhibition. Not for no exhibition fight. Ain't nobody. I haven't watched not one of these ex since he been doing this exhibition stuff. Like I haven't watched not one of them.
me neither. I don't think anybody had. I think the casual fans have. You know, his Floyd got one of those LeBron like fan bases, so they ain't gonna watch anything he do. But at the same time, I don't think nobody, you know, us and the gurus and the smarter
Yeah,
watching it. It's just the casuals who try to bootleg every fight, don't buy nothing, those kinds. But anywho,
yeah. Come on, man.
he's running these bank heists, bro. He just takes money from the PBC and from all of them. So what it really happens down the line, I don't know why Heyman and nobody else will oust him for this, but what happens down the line is that we can't get the big fights in the time frame that we want because Floyd over here taking 60 million out the budget to fight some bite-sized Asian.
That
Uh,
ain't nobody even watching it.
exactly. You know, nobody gonna watch it. Don't nobody care because shit,
Nobody cares.
Haney should be getting them paydays. You feel me? Like he should.
Right, right. Let these young boys shine, man. Let the sport grow, man. Floyd don't care about boxing, man. Floyd don't care about the sport of boxing. All Floyd care about is Floyd.
For shot for facts, big bro. And that's and I'm of the hot take that Floyd Mayweather is the greatest and worst thing to happen to boxing. You know what I mean? As far as showing these cats how to be independent and be their own boxers and control their careers, I feel like he's been great for it. But as far as him milking the game like a damn skinny cow, bro, like dude, you done took
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah,
bro.
you got more money than you can spend in your lifetime, man. You ain't never gonna have to worry about money for the rest of your let these young boys have it, man. Let the sport grow. Like I don't know, man. With Floyd is Floyd and Floyd gonna do Floyd, but
Yeah.
nobody's buying it. Nobody's watching it. Nobody's watching these things that you're doing. Like you should be like, dude, you trying to be a promote. Like he talk about can't nobody train he said can't nobody train nobody to beat Canelo but me. Like go be a trainer then. Why don't you be a trainer? You a promoter, you're supposed to be a promoter.
Well,
That's
he
why Tank don't want to mess with you because you focusing more on yourself than you was on Tank.
exactly, bro. He a P Diddy producer, bro. He all in the
Yeah,
video.
all in the videos, all in the records, dancing. Like,
Like, is this my album or is this my album or our album? And that's
yeah,
I feel like he put a big target on Kermel's back, man. I kind of like the little bite-sized Tank. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna be a hitter, but every
yeah,
from this point on, gonna be training extra hard because the first dude that knocked that little dude out gonna be famous.
yeah. I mean, I seen him at the press conference with old boy not too long ago, and he get into an argument about with the reporter trying to, again making it all about it's all about me. It's me, me, me.
I
Yeah,
fought
I mean,
I fought the most champions and the less amount of fights.
Yeah. I
Who?
did this and this, that and third. Like, man, it's not always about you. Like, he would make more money if he put the spotlight on the people that he's trying to bring up. Like Tank, if you would, he had Tank date. Tank is the face of boxing right now. Like, Tank is arguably selling better than more people want to watch him than anybody.
Yep,
And you had him, and now he don't want to mess with you no more because you kept on doing yourself.
yep, and that's exactly it. You
That's
know,
why. That's probably why the nigga ain't never been married. Nigga too self. He married to himself.
no
He's
fact.
he can't get married to a woman because he's already married to himself.
Bro, I bet you if you go to Floyd's crib, somewhere in there is gonna be a marriage license. Floyd, Floyd married to Pretty Boy Floyd. I'm in a three-way
Right.
with Money
Yep.
Made.
Money May Floyd Money Mayweather is married to Pretty Boy Floyd.
Crazy, bro. So crazy. Hey, but that's the show, big bro, man. We did that real
Yeah,
quick.
for sure, for sure.
Definitely appreciate you pulling up. All a classic when me and Marlo knows basketball and boxing. The big bro pull up, man. I don't know if you be peeping the videos, bro, but your boy, I make sure I holler out you and Jeremy the Gent. We the big three, man. So
Yeah, man, I'm trying to get my boy to come back, man. We gonna make our comeback. He was, you know what I'm saying, stepped out for a while, but you know what I'm saying, we gonna get it back together. You know what I'm saying, get the trio back together.
yeah,
Put the band back together.
I be checking them out on, making sure I check them out and check on them on Facebook. You feel me? Just make sure, I think he had one of his baby girls' birthday. So if that was the case, shout out to her, man. Happy birthday, niece. But yeah, man, we gotta get him back up here, man. It's been damn near 7 weeks of football, bro. I gotta get him. About to be a whole nother season. We gonna get up here when the Super Bowl gone.
Right. Step in when the playoffs come.
Yeah, man. But I appreciate you pulling up, big bro, for show for show.
Always, always, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh yes, sir, man. Hey man, that's it, man. Y'all be good, man. Y'all the bosses. I'm the dude that love to work. Let me get back to work, man. Y'all have a good night.
All right, yo, yo.